Hello friends, Namaskar. Today we are here to make a very special announcement.
But before I do that, I would like to ask you a question. Are you happy with our standard of living? And by standard of living, I do not mean the lifestyle and comfort. No, on the contrary, I'm asking you about the condition of our environment.
Today, the challenge is that we look at clean drinking water and sanitation as isolated subjects, but they are very much interconnected. If we want clean drinking water, we need improved sanitation.
We have been talking about it in the Millennium Development Goals. We did very well in water, but I think we lagged somewhere in the sanitation sector. Which means we need more attention in the sanitation, and it has very rightly found its place and attention in the new SDGs which India has also signed up to.
So according to the latest study, 4.5 billion people lack access to sustainable sanitation services. It's no rocket science to understand why there are so many waterborne diseases and so many people dying because of that.
I think if you look at numbers, we have done brilliantly well. We have 17 states today which have become open defecation free. About 4 lakhs villages in India have become open defecation free.
And so far we have constructed 15 lakh or 1.5 million household toilets and 9,000 community toilets. But most important thing is that our twin pit core flush technology invented and innovated by Dr. Madheshwar Pathak has been recommended by WHO, UNEP and UNDP, UNICEF because it is environment friendly and it saves water.
You have to build a toilet properly, use a toilet properly, maintain it properly and treat it well. The very much discussed topic today is a fecal sludge management treatment.
One of my professors once said that waste for somebody is a resource for somebody else. So the challenge here is, can we come up with solutions which are affordable, equitable, and also look at waste as a resource? Since we have created a problem, it is we who can find a solution.
India has about 4% of freshwater resources in the world, but India's population is about 16% that of the total world's population. So you can imagine what kind of situation we are living in terms of water stress. Our per capita availability of water is going to decline to somewhere around 1700 cubic meter per year, which is actually very close to the water stress level which is defined at 1000 meter cube per year. So that's the concern which we need to address very seriously and very proactively now. By 2030, many of us knows that our water demand is going to be twice than that of what it is today, and that's going to impact the GDP at about 6%, and that's something which all research analysts have come up with.
Over the last 5 years, we've traveled to over 24 states in the country visiting farmers, and it's been an interesting journey for us because we've come to know about some of the challenges that are faced by communities in rural India. One of the things that I learned that about 70 to 80% of the water globally is used for agriculture, right? A teenager goes back home and says, I want to eat millets, I don't want to eat polished rice. Or if I want to really look at solutions at home which can make a difference, that's how things are going to start changing. We have to start at home to make the real impact. They cannot be driven by large government programs. It has to start small at home, and that's how things are going to change.
Because what I realized was that being born and brought up in Delhi, I thought that I should come back here and sort of do my bit in making our cities more sustainable. And data tells us that Delhi is producing almost 10,000 tons of waste per day. Out of the waste that Delhi produces each day, more than 50% of it is organic waste, and that can be really easily managed. What we have realized here at Edible Roots is letting people start planting.
Green spaces are there in your city. Do you know how many parks and forests are there in your city, and how many of them have you been to? People have been cutting trees without permission. This is being done illegally, and the same way we should copy that idea and use the method of guerrilla gardening by going and planting trees without permission.
What we essentially do is we go to public spaces and hold cleanups using pink and black polka dot bags that are extremely eye-catching and appealing instead of the black mundane ones. And why we do this is because we want to change the perception of waste from negative to positive. Till now, we have collected 2,500 kgs of trash and done cleanups all over India. In Delhi alone, we generate 8,700 tons of trash on a daily basis. And the problem is not only our overconsumption, but the way we deal with our waste. And the fact is that majority of this waste is left untreated in landfills.
Still at the individual household level have not taken the initiative to really segregate. Some of us are doing it, but most of us are not doing it. So waste management starts with segregation. That's the first thing to realize and to aim for.
Everything that is natural generally is a cycle. For example, the water cycle or life and death. Everything is circular on a finite planet. Unfortunately, man-made processes are linear, and we see a manifestation of that in the form of landfills, in the form of ocean plastic. These issues have created problems which we don't have solutions to. Composting, which my family and I have been doing for the last 3 years. Nothing from our household goes waste. I use a bamboo toothbrush because if you look at a toothbrush, it's basically just one part which gets replaced, right? Menstrual hygiene habits have been sustainable in the sense for the last 1 year. I've been using cloth pads. Through tiny steps, we all can kind of work towards changing how things are produced. We start carrying your own water bottle. Something as simple as that, because if you look at a straw, it's this object because it gets produced in like 5 minutes, you use it in 5 minutes, but it stays on the planet forever.
You waste an aluminium can or any kind of aluminium can. Where is the aluminium coming from? It's coming from nature somewhere. Somebody is mining it somewhere and then convert it into a can. If we don't recycle it, then we are wasting that resource. So waste is nothing but wasted resource.
Cartoonist, and most of my cartoons revolve around environmental issues of nature conservation, wildlife, and things like pollution, sustainability, basically all things green. And why I do what I do is because I think environmental matters are very difficult to communicate to normal people like us who are not well versed with science.
Air pollution is affecting more than 40% of the children. They can't breathe because it's a dry climate, we have construction going on all around, we have the highest number of vehicles in any city in India, in Delhi.
2.5 million people die every year because of air pollution in India, and that just does not reflect in the kind of action we are taking against air pollution.
New people who are seeing this as new business opportunities, who are entering the issue of waste. One issue where they are entering very largely now is electronic waste, which is generated from the computers. And electronic waste is actually very valuable waste. It's actually a future possibility.
There is another threat which is in the air. It is called electrosmog. We cannot immediately see it or feel it. It is caused by electrical emissions from high tension lines, mobile towers, server rooms, boosters, routers. Any new phenomena takes 10 to 20 years to start affecting people. In fact, there is a new disease called EHS now, electrohypersensitivity, which is caused by electrosmog, which affected 1 in 100,000 people in the year 2001 and is now affecting 1 in 1,000 people. Most doctors don't know about it and there is no known solution to it. Using technology is non-negotiable, but using it safely is the need of the century.
It's kind of ironical that I'm the one carrying this message to you since my generation is the one that has created an environmental disaster, but there's hope. Year after year, declared by WHO as being some of the worst cities in the world in terms of air quality. Of course, Delhi has been in the top 10 for the last 5 years. Rise up to this occasion, and of course I'm told that there's some money to be to incubate your ideas and your startups as well. So please participate, get involved, be a part of the solution, and I'm sure only good things can come out of this, and we can pull India back from the brink of this public health emergency. Thank you.
When we go out in the morning, now can we hear the chirping of a single bird? No, rather shrill cacophony of honks and thick mist of pollution is what greets us. Lung and respiratory diseases have been affecting age groups they are not supposed to.
So, if you think you have a solution to the problem, we are ready to help you implement it with EcoGrants. Launched by PVR Nest, Plan India and Centre for Youth, EcoGrants is a fund for youth between 18 and 29 years of age.
Log on to www.pvrnest.org to know more about it. Apply now.